Okay, we're live, and we are unbelievably live from the city of Charlotte, the city of I forget where, and Wild Dune, South Carolina.
Basically Charlotte.
But isn't it the home of like Food Lion or something?
Yeah, Food Lion, George Washington campaigned here, Salisbury. So
Oh, Salisbury, yeah.
I'm halfway between Charlotte and then, like Winston-Salem, Raleigh kind of area, Greensboro.
So you're halfway to no place.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome everybody to what's going to be a pretty insightful event about how you can make more deals with details. And I think that that's probably the theme that we're trying to look at here. I've got the great Jen Gitomer here, and
Hello.
Eric, pronounce your last name for everybody.
Bierke, beer that you
Bierke.
drink, key to open a door.
Bierke, got it. Very well said, Eric.
Thank you.
So Eric Bierke is here, and Jen Gitomer is here, and we are going to discuss this process with you that we've spent a ton of time on, and I think you're going to get a ton of value from. And at the end, when you're waiting for this big sales pitch, I'm sorry, but there's not going to be one. There you go. There is some free stuff.
Yeah.
You ready? Jen, you ready? So
Oh, yeah.
I want to know, in your opinion, and you can put this in the chat, what is artificial intelligence? What in the hell is artificial intelligence? Because we're about to launch the Gitomer artificial intelligence platform, but I'm calling it artificial intelligence and actual intelligence, because that's what's going to happen as a result of you being able to delve into my sales library, sales, whatever you want to call it, and be able to get any answer, anytime, anywhere, in any language, in sales, personal development, attitude, you name it. And it's not on the drawing board, it's in process at the moment. We're having at least 2 meetings a week about it, and everything seems to be rolling along pretty darn cool. You're going to see the 2007, 8, 9, and 10 image of me, because I lost a lot more hair since then. And I wanted to make it look like I had a youthful appearance if I'm going to stand for 100 years. So I've cheated, but I've done it. And Jen is going to she's running around the track right now.
Got to get in her steps, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But what I want to make sure of is that you know the answer to this question. Will AI take our jobs? And the answer is no, unless you suck. But if you're owning the customer relationship, you will never lose your job to AI, because AI has no feelings. Jen, can you talk about AI for just a second? And you gave me a broad definition yesterday about what it'll do, what it can do, what it can't do. Are you able to access that? And if you are, just jump in.
Yeah, totally. So, we use AI all the time in our everyday lives without even realizing it. Like if you have one of these, if you have an iPhone and it has Siri on and all that, you may notice that if you go to the same place often, before you're about to go there, it will likely suggest in maps, 12 minutes to get to your hair salon. Would you like to go now? Like it literally knows where you're going to go without you telling it, because there is a computer running in the background that has an algorithm that's tracking everything you say, you do, where you go. Kind of creepy. And it's able to create recommendations per se that are computer generated. So for example, when you watch shows on Netflix, there's AI in there, because then it says, here are some shows just like the ones you liked, right?
Or when you go to Amazon, you can say, you may like this book as well.
Exactly. So all of that is AI. AI is just machine learned information, just like if you compare it to human learned information, right? So it's like people against the machine, or with the machine, however you want to think of it. And it's the intelligence of a sophisticated algorithm that can often perform tasks of humans. So what ends up happening is now you can chat with ChatGPT and ask it all sorts of questions, and it's pulling in information faster than a human being can to determine an output. Now, is it always right?
By the way, it's not faster than Superman, but it is faster than a normal human being. Is it not faster than a speeding bullet? It
Correct.
is not able to leap tall buildings in single bound.
Now, here's the thing. Is it always right? No. Are humans always right? No. For some reason, people tend to trust a machine more than a human. I don't understand why. It's kind of like how we trust doctors because they have a degree, but well, I'm not going to go down
How's
that
that working out?
They run a
So
practice. I know what you mean.
it's
Yeah.
anything that has an authority, the human psychology tends to trust, right? And all I'm saying is you should think about where the input is coming from, because, and you'll see in this webinar, the input determines the output.
And so go in the chat and rate your current level of AI competence from 1 to 10. 1, you suck. 10, you're smarter than everybody else in the room, including AI.
I don't know if you have the chat pulled up over there, Jeffrey, but Lisa may need to tell us like what people are saying in the chat.
Yeah.
The chat.
Yeah, I need the chat.
Everybody's just saying hi right now. Todd, it says
Hi.
an 8, a 10,
Oh, cool.
a 3.
I think most people are going to be between 2 and 6.
3, 7.
Yeah, 3, 3, 3. If you're a 5, you're a liar. So you're either a 4 or a 6.
7, 2.
Yeah. So stay in the chat, and I want you to give me one major goal that you have for 2023 or the rest, what's left of 2023, that you guarantee yourself you're going to achieve. Guaranteed. I have no way of. Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. I see. We're good. What are you going to achieve in 2020? What's on your drawing board that you're working on? You woke up this morning and you immediately went to work. Why don't you drag a chair around so you can be comfortable? Okay, we're good. Lisa's going to come around and help me with visual. Well, I need my bag of Fritos so they don't get smashed. Are you on the chat, Eric? Are you on the chat, Jen?
I don't. I think it's outside of Zoom, so I don't see it.
Got it.
We'll send you Lisa, can you text us the link?
Implementing an AI-driven model to drive a bottom line to the funnel. Cool. That's good. So everybody has stuff that they want to do. I'm 2023, we're launching our AI platform. I mean, it's going to be huge. They've spent time and money, hundreds of man hours have gone into this, and it will revolutionize the way you get sales information because you'll be able to get it so quickly. That's cool. Put together another new sales leader. That's cool. Yeah, the calls are coming in. Businesses, the only way you think there's a recession is if you're watching news. I don't really feel it. Okay, let's get into this. What's now? What's new? What's next? That's really what everyone cares about. What's going on right now? What's brand new, like AI, and what's next, like your own AI channel? My friend, the great Dan Burris, said, in times of uncertainty, document what you're certain of. And we're going to go through some things today that I'm certain of, and I want you to define in your own way what you are certain of. This will help you significantly in your sales process. What are you certain of? Who are you certain of? And what are you certain that you can achieve this year? Will you achieve your quota? Will you get the promotion? Will you get the big customer? Will you keep the big customer? Those are all questions that you have to ask yourself in order to move forward. But there's some secrets behind it, and that's what we're going to talk about this morning. Okay, I want to go into the chat just a couple more times. What is preventing your sales from closing? What is preventing your sales from closing? Do you think it's price? Do you think it's people? Do you think it's time? What's going on out there in your sales world that's hampering your ability to earn the money that you feel you deserve? That's huge, and I want to know. What are the? Not it yet. There we go. Hold on. Yeah. Yep. If your sales process is not working, you might want to consider another process. We use a process called assertive selling, and it works. So if you'd like that, connect with us in the chat, and we'll connect with you back as soon as this is over. If you're not closing enough, if you're not feeling the glory of that wanted sale. Time and administrative work, urgency, interest rates. No, interest rates, that's interesting. Time, meetings. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, you have the opportunity to say no. First impression is people. Agreed. Thank you for participating in this, by the way. Your feedback means everything in these events, and I try to keep them as conversational as possible so you feel like you can be involved and state your case. Assertive selling, interest here. Okay, Basker, our people will call your people. Can we get to this guy? Do we know who he is?
I'll track him down. Jay Basker, I will find you and we will see how I can help you.
Okay. Jay, if you feel the freedom to put your email address in the chat, that would be great. Time frame, yeah. Everybody wants to sell now, but the buyer doesn't always want to buy now. That's interesting, isn't it? An air of skepticism on the part of customers. They feel oversold by all the noise that's in the marketplace. Yep. So let's move on. We'll read all of these when we're finished, for sure. If you think the strength of your relationship could speed up your sale, put a 1 in the chat. If you think the strength of your relationships could speed up the sales, put a 1 in the chat, because I'm about to embark on this whole relationship process. It is way deeper than most people think it is. Just drop a 1. That's pretty simple, right? So here's the news. Here's the real news. We're not in the middle of a crisis, unless you watch the news every day. Then we're totally screwed. But what you don't realize is you're in the middle of the biggest opportunity of your lifetime. With AI coming on the scene, and with the way the sales platform is changing after COVID, after all the lockdowns, all the other bullshit, the playing field is pretty level right now. And I'm going to talk about that. You have an opportunity to learn about yourself, an opportunity to learn new sales skills, and an opportunity to learn how to help other people. These are your big opportunities at this moment. And then the question, of course, is what are you certain of? What the heck are you certain that you can do right now? I'm certain about my sales skills. Are you? And if you're not, our certification program will help you. Here's a link you might want to play with. If you don't have the same certainty, but your first step is to take my assessment. If you go to, I'm not going to tell you, you stay to the end and you'll be able to get our free sales assessment. And that's going to tell you exactly where you are. I mean, exactly 20-page report instantly. You'll find out who you are and what you're doing. And it's a skills-based assessment, not a sales aptitude assessment. Got it? Cool. Now is the time. I'm going to talk about making sales right now because I believe that making sales is going to get a little bit harder as we get through the rest of this year. The economy is slowing and nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody. And if you're stuck in the worry zone, you're actually manifesting whatever it is that you're worrying about. Quit doing that. Change worry to wonder. Wow, this is amazing. If your focus and your thoughts and actions are focused on creating an outcome that you want, then you will manifest that outcome. It's just that simple. Your outcome will affect and determine your income. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? It seems like I created this quote probably about 5 years ago, and it's one of the most impactful that affects me. So I'm hoping that it will affect you as well. First, write down what you believe are your core competencies as a salesperson. What do you think you're great at? I'm going to give you a few just to throw these at you, and you can write down as we're talking. I want you to write these answers down for yourself, not me, or maybe take a screenshot of this. But help customers win. These are core competencies of ours. Teach customers to profit, offer your best value, deliver what you promise, be accessible, be a resource, be friendly and likable at all times, be 10-second responsive, find them referrals, be grateful and thankful, and in the end, no surprises. This is what customers really want. And this is what you need to do as a core competency. If you have another one that's not on my list, I would love to hear it. So put that in the chat. Got it? There's the screenshot. Take it while you got it. Now, here's some things that you can do specifically right now to sharpen your sales skills and to use CRM to get out of worrying mode. We're a big CRMer, even though we didn't used to be. Here's how. Here's a sales process. I hate this word, by the way, but it's so common. I got to use it. It's a hack to double your sales. Hack has always been to me like somebody that was a jackass. The guy's a hack. So I apologize for my new use of this lingo. Strategy 1, double the amount of time you spend in front of people who can say yes to you. How obvious can this be? If you're making a sale a week and you're making 4 appointments, make 8 appointments and you'll make 2 sales. Hello. And the more time, but you have to be in front of the decision maker, not somebody who's going to talk to their daddy or their mommy about buying your stuff. Ask strategic questions that build relationships and create trust. Talk about them, their future, their goals, their desired outcomes, their present state of circumstances. Get involved with them and get to know them deeper. But here's the secret. As they're talking, document the answers in your CRM so you can remember them. If you don't do this one critical step, you're wasting your opportunity as a salesperson to create more desired outcomes. Document details. I'm going to leave this slide up so you can screen shoot it because you don't. You're you're listening so you can try to get to the close of the sale when in fact you can't close the sale without your details. Document details so you can remember them. Got it? Good. Documenting clears your mind for ideas and for the next step in the sales cycle. That's what documenting gives you freedom to think and create. So in the chat, one more time, how well do you document customer details? 1, horrible, 5, amazing. And we're going to go into detailing a little bit more in depth so you get the idea of how powerful it actually is. But this is mandatory. If you're out there listening right now, I want you to put in the chat 1 to 5, how well do you document customer details? Even if you don't, even if you have a CRM, well, I use Salesforce. Well, we used to. But bottom line is we're now Pipedrive. We'll talk about that in a minute. Here's how we use this tech or CRM to make it faster and easier, and error-free. And I'm going to turn it over to Jen and Eric. Don't both speak at once.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
Okay, so you can see here we have a client. And look what we've done on the left-hand side of the screen. This is our CRM is Pipedrive.
So we ask the same questions to every client. We try to uncover the same things. And it's pretty tedious to have notes here and notes there and notes on your phone and index cards and journals and notebooks and all that jazz. But by when you think back to like the old file folders, this is our digital filing system that we're able to create where anyone in the company can access it if we want to set it up that way, and where we can track the information without having to remember it. So very easily we customized this page for this deal, and we were able to add in our specific questions that we want answers to. And it sounds so simple, but sometimes it's the smallest details that make the biggest difference in your sale.
Yeah, well, and it should be simple.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be complicated? It should be simple.
When you have this information, you don't have to remember what someone said. It's right there in front of you. And the freedom in your mind is to create an idea as a result of this detail. Something that the customer is genuinely looking for. But let's look what we have from this one guy. And we know exactly how to deal with it. I can ping him when the Packers win a game without their superstar quarterback, who's now going to play for the New York Jets and win for them, maybe. But this is something that you can dialogue with someone and they will love it. This guy knows me. This guy knows about me. If you want to double your sales, you have to keep track of all the details. The details are the key to winning. If you want to become a resource, a trusted advisor, a friend, you have to keep track of the details because that allows you to dialogue with people about them. And that's all they care about. If you want to become a resource and a trusted advisor or a friend, you have to keep track of the details. You got it? Good. If you make a promise or send a proposal, or if you're trying to uncover buying motives, you have to keep track of the details. Am I clear on that? These are all the elements of detail, tracking and documenting. The devil is not in the details. The sale is in the details. Screenshot that. So if you go to Gitomer.com/CRM, you're going to get a deal for Pipedrive. I'm going to mention this a couple of times during the talk, but I want you to go there when we're done. You get our VIP treat. They give you not just 20% for 1 year off for 1 year, but you also get a 30-day free trial instead of a week. I mean, it's amazing. And we use it. So I'm not trying to sell you something that we don't use ourselves or talk to you about something that we don't. This is our moneymaker. Strategy 2, offer ideas that the customer perceives to be valuable. In other words, if you have a value proposition and I, as a customer, don't perceive it has any value, then ditch it. Go to your marketing department and say, this is not worth jack, and jack is half of a word. And maybe they can make something up for you that might have some perceived value. Perceived value, not thinking its value. Paying attention, taking notes, and offering ideas on what matters to your prospective customer. This is where the value is. Offering ideas. This is the most critical and least used step in the relationship building process. I'm going to show you here just a little bit more. You want to talk about giving them ideas? Like, you have all the stuff here.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's one of the beauties of this too, like that details section. I think I saw in the comments, somebody asked like, why Pipedrive versus that, this, that, or the other. Like Jen and Jeffrey, like we came up with those questions. Those are fields of the CRM that within a matter of 10 seconds, are now a permanent part of the sales process just plugged in. It's 100% customizable. And being able to take your sales process and the important information that you need to get and put it into those fields and make it repeatable, it opens up, one of the big things with that, Jeffrey, is it opens up your mind to actually only worry about the customer and what they will perceive as valuable.
In some of your sales situations, you have to have meetings with other people. Okay. Who are they?
Yeah.
Put their names over on the left-hand side of your screen, and you'll never forget who they're meeting with. That's the real value of documenting the details. And then maybe next to each person's name, add something, where they go to college, what's their favorite sports team, something that allows you to dialogue with people and create a deeper relationship, maybe even a shared value.
So,
Building
oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
go. No, you go.
People gloss over what you're saying sometimes, Jeffrey, about how important the details are in order to create an idea for the customer. And especially if you're in a commoditized market or you're trying to differentiate yourself, it is your ideas that AI can't come up with. It's your ideas that set you apart from your competition. And the only way to have the most creative ideas is if you have all of the facts lined up in front of you so that you are filling in the pieces to the puzzle.
There has to be reminders for you and the customer in every one of these files so that when you talk to them, you don't have to worry about the detail. The detail is there. Now it's up to you to have a dialogue. An impressive dialogue. And that dialogue will lead to answers that are way deeper. And as they're talking, you're still taking notes. You never stop taking notes. It's always going to that file and adding more detail because you're always going to get a new piece of information. Here's what it looks like using CRM. If you walk into a sales call with information about you and your offer, they consider you a salesperson. If you walk in with ideas and answers about them, they consider you a resource. That's the total value of Pipedrive to us. When you document the details, you'll have specific questions and follow-through actions and document them every time you get new answers. This is not rocket science, but it is rocket fuel. It's sales fuel that you can use to build your relationship with the customer. Follow-through actions are about building value, and sales are about documenting outcomes every time you're in that dialogue situation with that customer, whether they're a new customer or an existing customer. Take no one or no thing for granted. So I'm going to give you a closing strategy for strategy number 2. Transfer perceived value. Think, then document, then know. Does the customer believe what you're saying? Does the customer perceive that what you're saying actually helps them build their business? Helps them with their profitability? If you know this, that becomes a strategy for you to jump on because now they get it, now they'll buy. But if they don't believe this, then you're going to go for some stupid ass clothes that's going to make you look like a jackass. Like, what do I have to do to get your business? Like, dude, if you don't know that, never say that again as long as you're alive. Why is documenting the detail in CRM important to your sales process? Using CRM to develop a follow-through strategy that actually works. You see, it's not follow up, it's follow through. Because when you follow through, it means you're looking past the sale. You're looking at a relationship, not just an order form and a we'll ship it by Tuesday and I hope everything's okay and good luck. You're actually there for the delivery. You're actually there when something happens. You're actually respond in advance. You're actually a value provider with additional messages. That's follow through. And that follow through will create both loyalty and referrals. And just note well, this is not a shift in sales mindset. Follow up is about the sale. Follow through is about the sale and the relationship. So you're already there. You just haven't done it yet. You can do this. Is it a shift? Is it not a shift? But the bottom line is it works. And that's what you have to deal with. it works. CRM makes it easier, but you don't have to sound like a robot. You don't have to sound like you've made this line 500 times before. And the way you sound is going to be the way the customer perceives you. So let me give you some follow-through strategies that you can immediately apply in your business and sales process. Go, girls and boys.
So I think to one that you suggested earlier with Bill Smith, who's from Madison, Wisconsin, it's football season is coming up quick. So you see anything about the Packers and you can send it. And depending on how close you are, you could kind of give them it could be a joke. You could make fun of them a little bit, right? That's one way that it's very valuable. But an example today, as far as the difference between follow through and follow up, is there's a client that I met with last week, and going back to the perceived value and the ideas in their favor field that we've got right here in our version of Pipedrive, like when you're truly listening to understand what the client's needs are, it's not a sale, it's a conversation. It's you being there to help, and the client will perceive that. And then because you're taking good notes and you've got a desire to bring value and build the relationship, I was able to send a video this morning, actually, to somebody. He needed to work more on his ability to network and make sales through LinkedIn. Well, our good friend Bryn did a video yesterday, and I saw it. And so this morning I said, hey, this gal Bryn is amazing. We work with her. Check out this video. I thought of you, right? So it's things like that in the mindset. It's not just about, hey, so are you going to sign up for coaching? No, it's like, hey, this is what you need help with. We understand each other and we understand what you need. I think that's the best way to show the difference.
Let me throw something at you, because you said it, but you said it quickly. Okay. The secret to this entire process, the secret to the listening process, is continuous note-taking. Mm-hmm. Because when you take that note, you never forget it. It goes into the CRM program and it's there at your fingertips for you to remember and dwell on. And then you add your personal experiences. So for example, I went to a Green Bay Packers game in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and they played the Eagles, and the Eagles got their ass kicked, but that's a whole other story. We're sitting on the 50-yard line, but that's a whole other story. The tailgate at the Packers game was the most amazing thing I've ever been to in my life. Everyone is kind of an extra large, and everyone's inviting you in to eat some of their beef stew or whatever it is that they're making. They make it so that it becomes a family affair, and everyone who's walking by is a member of the family, and they're willing to share their tailgate with everybody. It was the most amazing football game. And keep in mind, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan who will win the Super Bowl this year, but that's a parenthetical expression. But if you go to a Philly game and you go to somebody else's tailgate, they're going to beat the crap out of you if you try to take their food. In Green Bay, they invite you in, and it's like an insult if you don't take their stuff. Anyway, that's something you can share with the person, knowing they're a Green Bay Packer fan. If they've been there, if they've been to games, they know the tailgate. Now you know the tailgate. You have common ground. So here's some other follow-through things that you follow through. You every time you do a follow call, a follow-on call, a follow-through call, you can document the next step. That's what Pipedrive's so cool for. You don't have to worry about anything. Jenny, talk about that for just a second.
Yeah, the coolest part about this is that you sync it to your calendar. So when you I hate doing things just to do things, right? Like I would not like to update a CRM just because I had to, or I felt like it was just like arbitrary. But when you update it here, it adds it to your calendar. And we all know that whatever is on the calendar gets done. Whatever is not on the calendar is less likely or unlikely.
Or forgotten about. Yeah.
Yeah, to get done. And so the minute you add it here to their file, where you'll have a record to see all the times you've reached out to them, all the times you've set aside for them and all that, all of a sudden it's also in your calendar. You just have to sync them, and it's a really easy sync. So it's very cool. And, this platform was made for salespeople by salespeople, so they get what you need.
So here's what that looks like using your CRM. But keep in mind that your competition uses CRM as well. And you have to make sure that your documentation is better than their documentation. And the odds are that it is. We use it to help get the details, but if you go to gitomer.com/CRM, you'll be able to use it yourself as well. CRM is dependent on you and your information, your input, your intelligence, and your experience. So it's not just a matter of documenting stuff. This is a matter of taking it to a personal level to where it becomes emotional, not just logical. And strategy 3.5 is it's not 31 apples at the end of a month. It's an apple a day. It's an apple a day, a sale a day, getting good every day, using Pipedrive every day, using a CRM prompt every day. You can send every customer a cool message every day if it has value, not if it's about, it's a reminder, we have a meeting on Tuesday. None of that. None of that. I also recommend that you get a coach that will help you land sales and stay ahead of your competition using the power of CRM and details. We actually have a coaching process, and that coaching process works because it's us that does it. Your coach has to have the same experience that you're looking to master and monetize, and that's really what we've done our whole careers. I know how to monetize. And keep in mind that I never had a computer to make all my sales in New York City. It was just balls and hustle. Now it's so much easier. It's so much better. You can communicate so much more powerfully. And I wish, I totally, with some of the people that I got involved with, I would love to be able to have communicated with them and saved that documentation. But you can join our 12-month coaching program. It's not expensive. Just go here, gitomertraining.com/coach, or just put coaching program in the chat, and Eric will follow up with you. Or I should say follow through.
I will follow through. And at the workshop, which is a part of the sales certification program, the assertive selling workshop, is where I first heard about Pipedrive. And I was just floored when Jen did the demo. So that's part of it, is like learning how to use Pipedrive the way that we would recommend you use it, to not just, go and have a CRM and track details, but the right details, how to use it to create the value for your clients.
And as my shirt today says, make it simple. Keep it simple. Because if you try to use a complicated CRM, you end up getting frustrated and not using it. If it's too hard to get to, if it's too hard to keep, if it's too hard to remember, if it's too hard to access, if it's too hard to customize, then it's useless.
Yeah. And, back to strategy number 1 that you went over, I think that's something that we shouldn't gloss over, is if your CRM is taking you more time to get working or to take notes, then it's making it a lot harder to double the amount of people you're in contact with that can say yes. Right.
In our coaching program, you're going to learn stuff like giving value first, becoming a trusted advisor, how to use ideas to win sales, how to master the assertive selling process, using the power of CRM to connect emotionally, and of course, closing more sales and earning more referrals. All you got to do is go to gitomertraining.com/coach. And you're going to get that coaching directly from me and Jen. I play, and it's fun. We also have a 3-day event that's included in the price of the coaching program. You come to Charlotte for 3 days, and I wax as hard as I possibly can. There's food, there's people, there's guest speakers, there's all kinds of things going on. You're going to love it. Did I mention the URL is gitomertraining.com/CRL? Yeah. Okay. It's /coach. Yes, I did. Okay. One of the elements of Pipedrive that is sort of overlooked is what is the absolute value after you have subscribed. So you wake up every day, you get an email at 5 o'clock in the morning of what you got to exactly do, what you need to do, which sales you need to work on to get to the next level, which relationships you need to build on, because you can see all the important information in one place and have the CRM tools that you need to guide your sale. This is the value, the ultimate value of Pipedrive. I had to share this with Pipedrive in order for them to get it, but I think they got it now. That's the value of Pipedrive. And when you do what we do, you get immediate sales strategies, implementable, valuable sales answers, and ideas that favor the customer. This is actually the heart of the sale. And most people don't understand the strategic value of a CRM and the implementable value of the answers that you get from the customers, because the strategies and the answers will give you the ideas. And did I mention now's the time? Yeah. You have to know every detail. You have to know how you can help. You have to have an idea or two. I'd like you to meet face-to-face if possible. Brainstorm ideas with the customer. Find out everything that's in their head and in their heart and document their issues and their concerns, and then you're going to win. It's simple if you keep it simple. That's the message of the day. So in times of uncertainty, document what you're certain of. That's the key. And everyone's a little shaky about what's going on. Just document your certainties and you'll be fine. In times of uncertainty, document the details. Go here, screenshot this, make it easy for yourself. Gitomer.com/CRM. It's so simple to do. But here's an insight of mine. I take notes as I go. And I auto add the next step into my calendar. That's the key. The key is, you know you're supposed to add the next step before you leave this meeting with anybody. But wouldn't it be cool if you could just auto add it as you're taking notes in your CRM? That's one of the Pipedrive main values. See it here? Boom, boom, boom. Only 25 grand, but money. So in the chat, would you mind putting in there what CRM you use? This is just for, I'm asking for a friend. But I really want to know, because next to the CRM, when you put it in there, put 1 if it's not too good, put 5 if it's amazing. What CRM do you use? Rate it 1 to 5. We can wait for that. Huh?
HubSpot, Dynamics.
Yeah. Wow. HubSpot is so expensive. Some of these programs Pipedrive is very inexpensive to use. So if you're a cheap bastard, this is the perfect program for you.
You know, what I have found because of the customization and the ease of use with it is
Yeah.
that salespeople who are required to use other CRMs for their business, like for the company they work for, end up using Pipedrive at home
Secretly on their own.
themselves.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you have a PC at work because you have to, but you have an Apple at home.
Yeah.
It's like the same concept. It's so funny.
Everyone does, by the way. What's missing from your, if you don't use Pipedrive, what's missing? Because I have so far everything I've ever wanted from Pipedrive, it's in there. That's pretty interesting. Sonics person, as you know, Outstand is not going to be around after the end of the month. I recommend you use Pipedrive. Go to Gitomer.com/CRM, take a look at it, and make sure it's right for you, and then switch. Because you're going to have to go do something, because Outstand is kaput as of the 31st of August. Cool, this is good. Thank you for your answers. What's missing from your CRM? I'm going to tell you what I think is missing from your CRM, and I'm trying to convince Pipedrive to let it happen. Tell me what to do, not just when to do it. Tell me how to write that email. Tell me how to make that cold call. Tell me how to follow through in a way that makes a sale. So my videos are standing by for Pipedrive. All they have to do is pull the trigger. What do you wish was in your CRM? Wouldn't you like to have sales training in your CRM? Put it in there. Demand it, please. And I'm going to give you a little bit more on strategy 3.5. It's a simple and easy to use sales game changer. The app we use is Pipedrive. And this is a pretty cool thing. Jen said it earlier. It's not built by IT people to manage sales. It's built by salespeople to actually help you make sales. That's one of the things that Pipedrive has that no other CRM has. I guarantee you right now at HubSpot and at Salesforce, there's 100 people trying to make things happen in the IT department. No one in the sales department. No offense. So we bought a big name CRM, and I'm not going to share what it is because it wouldn't be fair to Salesforce. But we paid $7,500 for a consultant to help us turn it on and try to figure out how to use it. And we eventually abandoned it. We have never recommended a customer relationship management platform because we never found one that was actually easy to use and help make sales. That's why we have Pipedrive, use Pipedrive, and recommend Pipedrive. I don't want this to sound like a sales commercial, but if you want to make more sales, that's the commercial to be able to follow. Screenshot this so you got it. This is what it looks like. I mean, we have all kinds of details, but these, listen to this. All these headings, I made them. And it was like the simplest thing I've ever done. Your job is to realize that you don't need to be a college graduate, because I am not, in order to be able to use a CRM. You don't need to be a data dork to use CRM with Pipedrive, because I am not. The CRM apps collect data and give reminders. But the CRM that we use, we've actually we've mastered the process to create our own sales timeline. You'll know what your timeline is when you have those details. Can you see them now? You know exactly. And the value of the sale, whether it's a big sale or a little sale, you know exactly what that process is because we've got it. And so can you, literally in minutes. So you become a Gitomer Pipedrive user because there's some bonuses to that. We have an exclusive arrangement with Pipedrive. We have great pricing. We have an extended free trial, but we're offering a bonus that when you use our link, Gitomer.com/CRM, and you sign up for your free trial for 30 days, no obligation, you send us an email, helpme@Gitomer.com. You'll be invited to the first live session with Jen and Eric on how to walk through using the program. It doesn't exist anywhere. We walk you through it. So it costs less money and we give you the lesson on how to use it. I would recommend going to Gitomer.com/CRM. Got it? Just send your confirmation to helpme@Gitomer.com and get Pipedrive through the link. You'll access our private lessons. Not just how to use, it's how we use. Big difference. Cool? Did I mention that all you have to do is go to Gitomer.com/CRM? Okay, good. So let me go through a few of your questions. A couple more things I want to say. Your success next month is dependent on how well you prepare this month. There's no argument. You cannot argue with that. As promised, staying to the end, we're going to get you a copy of my sales-based assessment. Just go to Gitomer.com. It's the first thing you're going to see on the screen. Sign up for it. It's only free until tomorrow, by the way. And we're going to charge money for it. But so get it now. It's freebie. And it's amazing. You'll hate it and you'll love it. Because it's going to tell you exactly where you are. This is not true. Yo, yes, it is. All right. Boom. And now your questions. Do we have anything floating in? Ask me anything. Yes, the Eagles will win the Super Bowl. Don't give me any of that kind of crap. The AI channel will probably launch I don't know. They're making all kinds of revisions. They're trying to give me an avatar before it starts. I'll know more on Friday exactly what the timeline is, and we'll communicate it to you. But it's not less than a week, not more than a month. That's what I'm giving you as the timeline. We're hoping that mid-September is the time. Anybody? Bum, 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 bum. Don't make me go to this. This is the, ooh. It's the last slide in the deck. How many slides? Just curious. Anybody know how many slides I went through?
I think it was like 160 something.
I mean, that's a lot of slides for a 40-minute presentation. Yeah, 45 minutes, actually. Okay, if no, oh, you just some questions? Cool, cool. Got it. Okie dokie. My people will call your people if how to get rid of sales presentation anxiety. It's very simple. Prepare to where you don't have to think about what you're doing. Own your presentation. Give it 100 times and you'll own it. You'll have a little anxiety in the beginning. You'll have a lot less anxiety as you continue to do the presentation. It takes doing it to lose the anxiety of it. When you're anxious, it means you're not fully prepared. When you're nervous, it means you're not fully prepared. When you're going to give a speech and you're nervous about the speech, you're not sure of yourself. I've given 2,500 speeches, never had one moment of anxiety, ever, because I'm prepared. And when you're prepared and you know the answers, you move forward very confidently.
You know,
Yeah.
when I gave a talk a couple months ago in London, it was my first talk in front of over 1,000 people. And even though I've given talks before, that's nerve-wracking. And what I did to prepare, just in terms of the details, was I practiced over and over and over again, recorded myself on Zoom, watched it, figured out what I wanted to change, did it again. And it was like a repeat process. And I literally got dressed up, recorded myself, watched it, wrote down what I wanted to change, did it again. And until I did it in a way that I liked it. And then, you know, they don't tell you how much you really have to prepare for a sales presentation. It's not something that's usually taught, but I would say the more you do it over and over again, the easier it becomes. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. And it might not be the answer everyone wants because it is work, but that's what makes it easy.
If you video yourself making your presentation, you'll be the best coach on the planet for yourself. Guaranteed. You may not like it, but it's you. And you do it until you love it, and then it's really you. Any other questions?
No, just comment. You want to replace this one?
Bum, 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 bum. I took pics of about 28 slides. Cool. Quit anxiety by detaching from the outcome. I don't know. I think you have to have the outcome in mind all the time, but don't have the anxiety about it. Just let it be natural. People will like you. If they like you, they're going to buy from you. So become likable and become approachable and become fluent in who you are as a person and what your information is, and you win. Don't memorize. Say it from your heart. Okay. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Eric. We're leaving now, but we will be back soon. And sooner than you think. In the meantime, Gitomer.com/CRM will get it for you. I promise. I don't know if I sold it enough, but I did my best. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jeffrey.
You're welcome.